Hi, thanks for watching this video. Hoping you find it entertaining. We've mainly put it on here as a bit of sort of documenting, so we can look back on it. But this is going to be about, at the moment, a friend of mine's Ford Orion Mark II 1600 gear. I've known about the car personally for probably the last 15 years. I did start to do an engine swap on it back in the day. Actually got it running, and then it just sat for a long period of time. The lad that owns it now, he was sort of an up-and-coming mechanic at the time. Couldn't afford to run a classic vehicle, but fell in love with the car. And just recently he's had the opportunity to purchase it. Unfortunately, from when I first started doing the engine swap to now, it has suffered a little bit. What we're going to do is try and get it back on the road in a usable condition. We're not going concourse, we're not going sort of show winner. We just want a good usable classic that can continue to be modified and enjoyed. He's a family man now, so he wants a car that's big enough to carry him and his family around, go to various shows and stuff like that. We did start stripping it down, as you do, and then I suddenly thought, why not do a bit of a vlog on it, rather than taking pictures, so you know we can look back on it in the future. And of course, if it entertains people out there and they watch it and they can comment and do stuff, then that's brilliant. It's a car community as far as I'm concerned. If people learn from or can tell me what I'm doing wrong, then yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, as you can see, it's a black Orion Mark II 1600 gear. It was the fuel injection model, so it would have had it did have a fuel injected CVH in it, but that engine was ripped out quite quickly after the car was purchased, like I said, about 15 years ago, and it had an RS 1800 engine dropped in it, Z-Tech. Now this engine was fitted, and we did actually get it running on the original fuel injection. It was removed from a Fiesta Mark III RS 1800, probably a bit of a rare car in its own right then. But yeah, the engine was purchased, and it was actually fitted and running on the fuel injection system. It wasn't running very well, but it was actually running. It needed things like lambdas in the exhaust and stuff like that to really get it running properly, but it was just a challenge to see if we could get it running. The aim of the game now is to get that engine running on the on something like throttle bodies or motorbike carburetors, just to make it usable in the meantime. But the biggest challenge we've got ahead of us at the moment is the condition of the bodywork. I thought I might start sort of vlogging it, and we can sort of look back in the future as it being restored. I have actually started purchasing some panels to start putting them in, floor pans, repair panel, and I believe there's a new battery tray around here somewhere, amongst all this clutter. But yeah, I'm trying to think of a name for the car at the minute. I'm sort of thinking of Teabag, or Typhoon. Could call it Typhoon, because let's face it, it's probably got more perforations than a Teabag at the minute. So Typhoon, I think, could be quite good for the name of the car. It has actually got, as you can see, it's got there we go. Up there, come on Stu, point. It's somewhere up there. There it is. It's actually got wooden door cappings, which at some point it had, I believe, 1600E interior fitted to it. So it's got leather interior, wooden door cappings, there's wood around the dashboard, things like that. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I do have projects of my own, but my one's on the road at the minute, hence why the car's ended up in my garage, but it's not a problem. But yeah, let me know if it's something you guys want to see. if you know, if it's something that entertains you. But I'm going to put the videos up anyway, because it's going to be a little bit of a look back at how bad or good the work has been done. As you can see, we've gone a bit beast mode on it at the moment and tore the engine out and the gearbox from its original fitment. That's part of the fuse box that I actually fitted 15 years ago. Could have probably done it better, but it got the car running and proved that it was a doable thing. But as you can see, usual Mark IV or Mark III Escorts. Battery tray has since vacated the building, where the fuse box and wiring loom runs through into the passenger compartment of the vehicle. That's sort of evacuated as well. Like I said, the car was nowhere near as rough as this when I first started doing it. But as you can see, it has been sitting outside for an awful long time now, and it's really showing, taking its toll. We took the dashboard out because initially we knew we were going to be having to repair around the front screen aperture, and then we removed the interior just to have a look, and as you can see, yeah, it's a lot worse than what we actually thought. Like I say, the lad that bought it as a, I think he probably bought it as a bit of a dream car rather than looking at it correctly. He bought it with sort of aspirations of, you know, weekends work and it's on the road and he can start having fun in it. But no, it's going to be a little bit longer than that. I think the reason why the floor pans have rotted as bad as they are, let's just get this out of the way. Is because how the bulkhead has gone. The front screen was just leaking water. The car was sort of pointing downhill slightly, so as you can see, the back floor pans haven't really suffered that bad at all. I mean, there is signs of previous repairs that have been done in the past, which isn't unusual for a car of this age. But yeah, I think the reason why the front floor pans have gone as bad as they have is basically they've just filled with water, and the water's just sat there. It hasn't been able to go nowhere until, of course, they rotted away, and then it could go wherever it wanted. It's got a Series 2 RS Turbo bonnet on it with the vents, which is quite nice. I think at some point the car was, well, it obviously was modified in the past. But yeah, it's needs some love at the minute. It has got RS body kit, front and rear bumpers, with the sort of lower lips on the bumpers, and it has, believe it or not, got a body kit fitted, and the arches and the doors have been extended slightly. Oops, as you can see, that's, it's either filler or a body kit. So to put sills on it, we're going to have to put rear arches in it as well. We're going to have to try and chop all that lot out, and I think, I don't know how successful we're going to be, but we're going to try and save the body kit. Luckily enough, it's a gloss black car, so I'm going to have a bash at painting it myself. The repairs, anyway, purely for the fact is he wants it on the road as fast as possible. So yeah, I'm on a bit of a time scale. He's going to be in some of the videos. I don't know whether he'll make a comment or anything like that, but his job is going to be, he's doing all the mechanical side of it, I'm doing the bodywork side of it, so I can tear it apart as much as I like, and as long as I put it back together, I can then push it out on the drive and forget about it, if he doesn't do his mechanical bit. But so far, we've just done what you can see, really. Ripped the engine and box out, front and back screens, interior, and started chopping rotten panels out. We haven't really looked under the car, not a lot anyway. It's gonna need sills, outer sills and rear arches, like I said, but yeah, we may need to put bits of chassis in and stuff like that. but we're committed. This car is going back on the road, and it will live again. It will be great. It's got to be his first classic car that will be on the road, so any classic we can save, as far as I'm concerned, is a good one. Also, don't know whether this could be a good or a bad thing, that's the original registration of the car, so if anybody watching this knows a little bit about the history of the car, and sort of drop some info. I know the Ford world's quite a classic car, sort of, it's quite a big world out there, so there might be people that know about this car, but I've known about it for the last 15 years, but prior to that, not a lot. So yeah, any info would be good info. I suppose if I had to think about a name for the channel, I'm going to call it Four Corners, because I think I'm going to have to touch this car on all four corners to put it right. So call myself Four Corners Garage. Could be a good name or a bad name, I don't know. But yeah, thank you for dropping by. Let me know what I do, good or bad. Any comments, as far as I'm concerned, are good comments. So yeah, thank you.